In 2007, I was sitting at the beach one morning. I was watching the sun come up over Diamond Head. I can feel the water at my feet, and I was gripping the sand in my fist, looking up at the sun, looking up at the sky, asking God, what is it that you want from me? I thought I did everything right. Man, that was one of the most painful moments in my life, because in that moment, that time, in 2007, I was bankrupt. I had built my real estate empire up, and in a moment's notice, it was gone just like that. And I had to sit down with my wife, Sharon, at the back table at our house days before that and tell her that we didn't have any more money. She was pregnant with Max and Leo at the time. And what was exposed on that beach to me, aside from my failing business, was my failure as a husband, my failure as a man, or for what I thought was being a man. My marriage wasn't great. Sharon and I hadn't been married for that long. My son Marquise was young at the time, maybe 3-4 years old, maybe. My daughter Keisha was there. She was young. Aaron was coming back and forth, and I hadn't quite met my daughter Tasha yet for the first time. The attorneys and the judges and all the people involved in my case said that I was done. It stirred something in me that day, because as I called out to God and I was like, what is it that you want me to do? I thought I'd done everything right. Where are you? I got up from that space and I walked back to my car because I heard nothing. With one thing on my mind, that I was going to fucking do it myself. I was going to rebuild my life. I was going to rebuild my business, my marriage. Who I was challenged, and I know that I was created to be more, and I refused to die on that beach that day, like everybody told me. And when I walked back to that car, I pressed play on a CD that I had been listening to, on a business CD from some coach's stuff that I had bought over time. It was T. Harv Eker. And there was a CD I had listened to, and he said something in the CD that I never paid attention to. It was so clear that day. It was almost like he was talking to me. And he was like, what if you knew that you were guaranteed by the universe that you could not fail? What if you knew that you were guaranteed by God himself that you couldn't fail? So no matter what you wanted, you had to achieve the goal, and nothing could stop you, not even you. And I was like, okay, man, all right. That's my word. That day started a 7-year journey to rebuilding myself. I knew that I was created to be more. You see, when I was 11 years old, I made a commitment that I was never going to let somebody's opinion about me dictate me. I was listening to my aunts talk about me as I sat on the floor when I was 11, playing with my sister, rocking it, trying to make her laugh and smile. And they were like, he's never going to amount to anything. And as I looked over my shoulder, like, are they talking about me? I turned around in tears, because I was like, I can't believe that someone would say that about me. And I made a commitment that day that I would never let anybody's opinion about me define me, that what I wanted to be in my life, I would choose, and I wouldn't let anybody hold me back or stop me. I knew. I chose that. No one got that charge over me. So that day, as I made the decision to get up from that place, walk back to my car, and I got a word that I was guaranteed not to fail. What if? That what if was all I really needed. That day started my journey to hiring coaches and attending seminars and going through trainings and reading books and spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and flying back and forth from Hawaii to different states all across the United States, sleeping in the airport, sleeping in hotels, borrowing money from friends, coming back and implementing all of the things that I needed to do. And I rebuilt my company. I rebuilt my investment. I rebuilt my marriage over time. Now, was it hard? Hell yeah. This way is not a way of ease. The champion's way to winning it all in your life comes with panic. It comes from pressure. It comes from pain. It comes from putting in the fucking work. But that's what it takes to be the best. That's what it takes to win it all in your life. that day at the beach redefined who I was. It wasn't all of the things and the successes that I had before that. It was who I had to be to go from this point forward to succeed. So that may be you. Maybe you've lost everything in your life and you recognize that the only way to do what you want to do is to be who you have never been before. You can't go back the way you came when you lose everything. If you're a champion in your ring and you get knocked down and they wake you up and stand you back up against the ropes and the referee's standing and he's like, 1, 2, how many fingers am I holding up? You have to be someone different than the person you were when you got knocked down, because that guy is still laying in the mat. The person getting up has to come from a place he's never had to come from before. Do you know if you haven't? It takes you to be committed to being the best, to not listening to other people. What do you say about you? You see, I'm sure God was looking down that day and was like, you know, don't listen. I've called you to be so much more. You've been through so much. Don't die here. Even if I wanted to speak to you, I can't. You're my child. Man, everything you are is everything. And that's all that matters. You define you. You choose to be the winner of your life. You choose to be the champion of your life. And it all comes from that one time, that one decision that you have to make to continue to fight for the things that you believe in, to continue to be who you have to be so you can take it and go to that next level of play in your life. And if you don't do that, you fail everyone. It is your responsibility to be a champion in this world, to lead, to commit to being the best. What does that look like for you? Without it, we all fail.